Welcome to Gentle Morning Yoga for Fertility. For this yoga sequence, you'll need a block, possibly two, and if you like to practice with blankets nearby, it never hurts to have a yoga blanket. Let's get started in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. So to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, we'll come to lie down on the back and bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees splay out wide and maybe place a block under the knees for support if that feels right for you. You might choose to bring the hands down to the sides of the body, or you might choose to rest the hands on the belly or in the space of the heart. If you have the hands down by the sides, you may choose to flip the palms up in a gesture of receiving. And let's start here with a few deep belly breaths as we begin to center and ground in this space. Inhale deeply into the belly. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more times like that. Inhale, fill the belly to its capacity. Exhale fully. Finally, take a big inhale deep into the belly, filling the belly completely with air, and then hold the breath at the top of the inhale for a moment. Now exhale, sigh it out through the mouth, release and let it go. From here, bring the hands to the outer edges of the thighs, the knees, and use the hands to gently press the knees in towards one another. Step the feet out a little wide and start to windshield wiper the knees back and forth, dropping the knees to the left and then over to the right. Move with your own breath and notice what's happening through the outer hips as you gently windshield wiper the knees back and forth, pausing anywhere that feels good. One of the goals of fertility yoga is to reduce stress. Stress has been linked to infertility in a number of studies, and while the findings aren't totally clear to us yet, we do know that cortisol, the stress hormone, interferes with ovulation. Even yourself out with your windshield wipers, and then bring both knees back to neutral. Walk the feet in so that they're in line with the hips. And we're going to keep the left foot grounded here as we draw the right knee in towards the chest. Squeeze the right knee in towards the chest for a brief moment, and then the right arm comes to the inside of the right thigh. The right hand grabs onto the outer edge of the right foot, and we open the right leg up into happy baby, keeping the left foot grounded. So the right heel is stacked over the right knee, and the right hip is opening as we enjoy a few breaths here and have happy baby. Release any tension that the right hip is holding. And slowly lower the right heel in towards the body. Release the right foot. And then the right foot returns down to the earth next to the left foot and in line with the right hip. Take a moment here to breathe. And on your next inhale, begin to squeeze the left knee in towards the chest for a moment. And then bring the left arm to the inside of the left thigh. The left hand clasps onto the outer left foot. And we open the left leg up into happy baby, keeping the right foot rooting into the earth. Keep the pelvis pressing down, the sacrum, the low back. So the left heel stacks over the left knee, and the left hip is opening as we take in a few breaths here, half happy baby on the left. And as you're ready, slowly lower the left heel in towards the body, release the left foot. And the left foot returns down to the earth next to the right foot and in line with the left hip. And from this space, let's come into a full happy baby pose. So let's begin by hugging both knees in towards the chest. And then bring the arms between the legs and grab onto the outer edges of the feet. Open the feet wide, stack the ankles right over the knees, and open the hips. Maybe you prefer stillness here, or maybe you're gently rocking back and forth in happy baby. And if it's uncomfortable to grab onto the outer edges of the feet, you could also grab onto the ankles or the thighs. We want to adapt the yoga posture in a way that works for the body. And then let's hug the knees into the chest and begin to rock side to side, giving yourself a little massage. And when you're ready, we're going to start rocking back and forth the length of the spine. And then we rock up through a seated position and right into tabletop, hands and knees. Shoulders stacking right over wrists, hips stacking right over knees. And let's take a couple of cat-cows here. So on an inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, turn the gaze up. And as you exhale, round the shoulders, round the spine, and tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, glide into your arch. Tail lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, press the floor away, rounding and curling in on yourself. Let's take another round or two, moving with your own breath. Inhaling to extend through the front of the spine and exhaling to open the back body. And after you've evened yourself out, let's meet in a neutral spine. And we're going to come into some hip circles. So you may bring the knees a little wide here to make some space for yourself if that feels good. On an inhale, begin to shift forward and over to the right side. And then as you exhale, the hips reach back behind you and come over to the left. Inhale, forward. Let's keep moving with these hip circles. And know that these hip circles will look differently on everyone. So they can be as big or as small as feels right for you. This is not about moving fast. We just want to release the tension that's carried in the hips. So often women carry all of our stress right here in the hips, and we want to think about releasing that stress, making space to open the hips, and creating space for the body to receive embryos. And when you're ready, you can take the hip circles in the other direction, still moving with the breath. Pause anywhere that feels good for you. There was a study conducted out of Harvard Medical School by Dr. Alice DeMar with pretty incredible findings supporting yoga for fertility. Her study actually found that 55% of her infertility patients became pregnant after participating in a 10-session yoga program. And keep moving with these hip circles. You may notice a bit of the cat-cow thing going on here. As we inhale forward, there's a bit of an arch, and as we exhale and stretch the hips back behind us, we may round slightly. And eventually, we all meet in a neutral hip position. From here, let's tuck the toes, lift the hips into our first downward facing dog of the practice. Maybe you walk your dog a little bit, pedal the knees out, whatever feels good for you here. And on an inhale, let's lift the right leg into three-legged dog. Bend the right knee and open the right hip. And as you're ready, step the right foot between the hands. Put a bend in the right knee as you come up high on the back left toes. And then on an inhale, we rise into crescent lunge. Take a big inhale here, clearing your energetic space. And then spin the back left heel flat as we open the arms wide into warrior two pose. So the front knee is bent, stacking over the ankle, and the back leg is straight as we seal off through the back left foot. The hips are facing the long edge of the mat. Take a deep breath here, and then cartwheel the hands down to the inside of the right foot. And begin to crawl the hands between the feet as we pivot all 10 toes towards the front edge of the mat. Really let the body dangle here, releasing any tension. Maybe you grab onto the outer edges of the elbows if that feels good. Just sway and let your body do whatever it wants to do here. And then let's get ready to take a few around the worlds, waking the body for the day. We'll lead with the right hand. So as you inhale, the right hand swoops down and over to the left. And we rise to stand as the right arm reaches up, over to the right and back down. A few more just like this. Move with your breath, inhaling to rise, exhaling as you fold forward. Create some space in the hips as you move and really awaken for the day. And next time the right hand comes down towards the center, pause right here. Crawl both hands over towards the left foot and pivot both feet towards the short edge of the mat as we change perspectives here. Sometimes that's all it takes is a shift in perspective. Step the left foot back next to the right for downward facing dog. Press into the hands. As you lift the hips, the spine is long. Maybe there's a bend in the knees. Maybe you walk your dog a little here. And then on an inhale, the left leg lifts. Three-legged dog. Bend the left knee. Open the left hip. Now step the left foot up between the hands. Put a bend in the left knee as you come up high on the back right toes. And on an inhale, we rise crescent lunge. Take a big inhale here and really let your aura shine. And then we spin the back right heel flat as we open the arms wide into warrior two pose. The front knee is bent and it's stacking over the ankle. The back leg is straight and we seal off through the back right foot. The hips are facing the long edge of the mat. One deep inhale, and then let's cartwheel the hands down to the inside of the left foot and begin to walk the hands between the feet as we pivot all 10 toes towards that long edge of the mat. Really let the body dangle here. Release any tension. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, maybe flutter the lips. Maybe you grab onto the outer edges of the elbows. Just sway away in this space and move in any way that serves you. Release whatever you're gripping. And then let's get ready to take a few around the worlds on the left, energizing the body for the day. So we'll lead with the left hand. On an inhale, the left hand swoops down over to the right. We rise to stand as the left arm reaches up, over to the left. Exhale back down. A few more like this. Let the breath carry you through the movement. Inhaling to rise, exhaling to fold. Make some space in the hips as you move. And the next time that the left hand comes down towards the center, let's pause here. Crawl both hands over towards the right foot and pivot both feet towards the short edge of the mat as we prepare to come back where we began this standing sequence. Step the right foot back next to the left for downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, lion's breath, let it go. Now let's walk the feet up towards the hands and pause here for a forward fold. Release any tension you're holding on to, and then slowly begin to bring the hands to the hips and rise with a strong spine, keeping the hands on the hips. We're going to come into some hip circles here. So allow the knees to be soft and let the feet come just under the hips. Create a little space. And the hips begin to circle, moving with the breath, inhaling forward, exhaling back. And we're just bringing a little energy, or what we call prana in yoga, to the second chakra, Swadhisthana chakra. This is our sacral chakra where the reproductive organs are housed. Now let's reverse the direction. We're stimulating the part of the body that has reproductive capacity, awakening the second chakra. And eventually, let's find some stillness. Reach the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, and squeeze the shoulders together on the back. Look up, gaze up. Big inhale here as you open the front body and energize for the day. Keep what you have with the arms, and on the exhale, begin to bow forward, hinging at the hips. Keep the length in the spine. Knees can be soft. Pause for a moment and then release the hands down by the feet. Maybe you sway back and forth a little here, relaxing, releasing anything that you're gripping. And slowly begin to bend the knees, lower down onto the sit bones, and come to lie back onto the back, setting up for bridge lifts. So the knees are bent here and pointing to the sky. The feet are rooted firmly into the earth in line with the hips. You should be able to graze the backs of the ankles with the fingertips. Tuck the shoulders underneath you and make sure you're not hunching the shoulders up by the ears. Now on an inhale, begin to press into the feet to lift the hips as you extend the arms overhead, biceps by the ears. As you exhale, everything lowers down. And as you lower slowly and start with the upper back, lowering one vertebra at a time, with the pelvis lowering last. Inhale, we lift, send the arms back and open as if to receive. Exhale, we lower slowly and deliberately, one vertebra at a time. Still drawing energy into our second chakra here, stimulating reproductive glands and pulling lots of joy and love into the area of the pelvis. Keep moving. And after the next time that you lower, we're going to pause. So we'll all meet here with the hips on the earth. And we're going to hold in a bridge lift. So let's roll the shoulder blades underneath us, tucking them slightly as we press into the feet to lift the hips back into bridge pose. This time we're going to interlace the fingers beneath the body. Pause here and bridge. Keep the inner thighs drawing in. Take another breath. Now release the hands and lower down. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth a bit here. You can step the feet a little wide if you need to. And we're going to set up for a reclined spinal twist. So let's hug the knees into the chest. Send the arms out to the sides like a T, maybe like a cactus. And we drop the knees over to the right. Turn the gaze over to the left. Let the body be heavy as you exhale into the earth. And we reverse the direction of the twist. So the knees drop to the left, the gaze goes to the right. It's as if we could melt into the earth. Come back to center, hug the knees into the chest, and then slowly release the feet down to the ground as we prepare to come into a supported variation of bridge pose. So you'll have your block handy here, and then press into the feet to lift the hips as you bring the block right underneath the sacrum. And these blocks have 3 levels, so you want to choose the level that works best for you. And once you get set up, release the arms down to the sides. Notice how you're feeling. If this feels uncomfortable, you may need to adjust the placement or the height of the block. If it feels good, you're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like, as we continue to stimulate the area of the pelvis and the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana chakra. Now, if you could, from this space, just imagine your future baby, the baby that you want to bring into this world, the baby you're going to be giving birth to, and sense a light shining in the area of your womb. Maybe you envision yourself holding the baby in your arms, sharing your love with the baby. Take just a few breaths here to visualize yourself as a mother. Really feel completely into you as a mother, tapping into your nurturing mother within. If you'd like, you can silently repeat the mantra, I am fertile, I am ready, new life will come through me. I love and nurture my baby. Stay here for a few breaths, sending loving energy into your pelvis and the space of your second chakra. And when you're ready, slowly press into the feet to lift the hips and remove the block. Lower down onto the back. And if you'd like to hug the knees into the chest for a moment, please do. And then find your Shavasana. Allow the body to totally relax. Maybe you're still repeating your mantra. I am fertile. I am ready. New life will come through me. I love and nurture my baby. You can stay here and visualize yourself as a mother, tapping into the mother within you for as long as you can. It's as if you could manifest your conscious conception from this space. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me honors and appreciates the light in you. And I send you lots of love and warmth in your journey towards motherhood. Namaste.